Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. We are the League of Ridiculous Conversations, and this is new. Usually, if you're familiar with us, then you know that we goof off on Tuesdays for the podcast. We goof off again on Thursdays for co op Thursdays and play some video games. And then we keep goofing off on Sundays playing whatever game. Usually, we kill each other in Red Dead Online. But thanks to the comic gods, we are going to start making some friends. And our first friend we're gonna try and make friends with is Charlie Ragnarok.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here, and being the, pilot, episode for, LORC Makes Friends with. This time around, it's gonna be Charlie Ragnarok.
Yeah.
So, how have you, what's your experience with podcasting? Have you, um,
I've done
bounced
a
around it much?
couple.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've done a few. Um, just kinda I've done, like, a couple interviews and also just kinda talking about silly stuff too. So, that's, like, it for my experience. So this is, I think, like, the 4th one I've been on.
Right on.
So,
So
not
you'll have to
not a
tell
pro,
us.
but
Grade us at the end of this and let us know how it was.
will do.
Thank you. I'm Anthony, in case you don't happen to know. My best friend Leland, there on the other side.
Hello.
And for at least this segment specifically, between the four of us who are usually for the podcast, Jordan and Steph, who are lurking behind, whoever seems to be maybe most relevant for the guest, for the topic, we'll throw on here. Charlie, who has a comic book out there. It's long titled, so that's why I'm looking away. So I
Yeah,
worked
that's
at the
okay.
mall. So I worked at the mall. The vampire cult story. Uh, I would
Yes.
say no better two from the podcast than both Leland and myself, being old school goths or adjacent to, and longtime mall workers back at
Oh,
the
perfect
height
audience.
the height of malldom. Um, I worked in the mall from 99 to 2008 with maybe a small break in there.
Yeah, so
Um,
that was, like, prime time, huh?
yeah, I've seen a lot of, I mean, in the last great iteration of what a mall was, because
Yeah,
there's 80s malls, and that's a
yeah,
different mall
you're never
altogether.
gonna beat that '80s mall, but
No. But yeah, I spent a lot of time in there in a couple different stores. Same with Leland. We've had the cool jobs in the mall,
mhm.
working at the movie store and the music store. And I also sold shoes in a J.C. Penney.
Oh, that's funny, yeah, because a lot of the story, I sold shoes.
I caught
So,
that, yeah.
yeah, that was a big part of it, and
Well,
then
you
yeah,
said the cool job, and I was trying to think. I'm like, but they were all cool, and then I remembered the J.C. Penney's. It's like, there it is.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah.
That's the one.
That's the
I think
juxtaposition.
most mall jobs are were seen as, like, cool jobs.
I
Maybe not
It,
food service. My friends who worked food
yeah,
service did not like it, but
unless you worked at
yeah.
like hot dog on a stick.
yeah, maybe like a stand, like a fun stand, but yeah, people who worked at, like, the sandwich shop were like the sandwich shop got
It's a
crazy. Those
living.
people were partiers at my
Oh,
mall
really?
anyway. Yeah, they partied. Yeah.
I know. I remember because Anthony, you at one point did you just worked in the Sam Goody,
Yeah.
and at one point I was bouncing between Suncoast, Sam Goody, and Walden Books at a kiosk. Like, I felt like I was every day just going to one of the others, and I think I even maybe did part-time at Spencer's for a while, or maybe I just knew people who worked there. I don't remember. It's
I
like
tried.
25 years ago for me. All this is a blur.
Yeah, also just working at the mall is a blur. You meet a lot of really
Yeah,
weird people, and it was to the
yes.
point when I worked there, I was like, "I'm gonna write a book about you people." Mostly people I worked with, but, like, there were
Mhm.
also some really weird customers. Um, but I was like, "I'm gonna write a book about you people," and I did, and I and now it's gonna be a yearly release with lesser known comics, just all of my weird mall related stories, because I have that many that I can, like, come up with multiple books
Just
worth.
annual graphic
That
novels.
yeah. So I think especially being a female, like
Oh,
you
yeah,
come in
Weird's gonna
weird, like, just doesn't even begin to cover it. Like,
yeah.
the next one, so I have one I'm working on for this year, and I'm
Mhm.
thinking the one after this one, so next year's, will be about, some weird guys that incessantly hit on me at the phone store. I used to work at a phone store as well. I worked at a shoe store and then a phone store. Um, and, a guy offered to be my sugar daddy, and, that's a story. That's a tale. So that'll definitely make it into the comics
And
somewhere.
this was, like, somebody who was persistent, like,
This man, I
regularly.
have never been hit on this persistently in my life, except this one time. Like, there's like guys throwing like their little like, trying to get
Shooting
your
their shot.
number. And then there was this man. Like it was crazy. It
Oh,
was like
that's gross.
it was
Yeah.
so gross. And he literally get this. Okay. Keep in mind, I was the youngest person at the store, 19, and I'm goth. I'm putting on like new wave music in the store. And he walks in and he's like, "Is this your music? Like, you're the youngest girl I've ever met to listen to the same music as me." And then he,
Nope.
he literally mentioned that he was 52. I was 19, and he said he was 52. He's like, "Oh, I'm turning 52." And he looks at me like up and down. He's like, "But I don't feel 52." And I was just like,
Ugh.
yeah, so that was weird. But I use that to my advantage, like when I worked sales, because I would
Mhm.
just be like, okay, well, back to the product. And then he like bought a bunch of stuff from me. So like it ended up working out. But like so again, I think just being a girl, you attract like a different kind of weird, you
Oh,
know.
for sure, for sure. Stephanie on the podcast is a weird magnet. Um,
It
only the best
happens.
stories happen to her. And then if you're goth, if you're dressing outside of the cultural norm,
Yeah,
you
then
pick
that's
up more
another
attention. Yeah.
kind of weird. Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Yeah, when you said sugar daddy, I could not imagine anybody under the age of 50.
no, and the thing was he wasn't ugly. I'm just like I'm not that kind of girl, you know?
But that's not the
Like
point. That's creepy.
it's still
So,
creepy. And
yeah,
also
men's have got to stop doing that.
I'm pretty sure he mentioned that his kids were like in their 20s, and I'm looking around and I'm
Ooh,
like,
nope.
"Sir, I'm younger than your children and you
Yeah.
are trying to smash. That's weird."
No.
Okay? Like, nah, sorry.
No,
And
you
I was
dodged
like,
a bullet.
"No." I guarantee, like, and he was like flashing his hundreds. He's like, and he said this like 50 times. He's like, I make more than a doctor. Like flashing the hundreds. I make more than a doctor. And I'm like, oh my God. Like he just would not stop. And like the music too. He's like, I used to see these shows back in the day. Like I was just like you.
Oh.
Oh, he would not let up. But
I
I was like, in my head, I'm like, sale, 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 sale. Like get the sale. Like
I've seen those guys, like, in like, specifically, like, in clubs and whatnot, those who, like, try and throw, like, their
I mean, he had money. Like
Sure. No,
he
it's
wasn't
like, "Oh,
lying, but
I saw that band, like, at the height." Like, those are the guys I'm talking about. I've seen
yeah.
those guys in various different, scenes of just, like, you're essentially bragging that you're
That
old.
you're old. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because
And I'm like,
it's not a brag that you put out to someone who's, like, relatively your age, because 'cause they've probably also seen it, unless it has just kind of come up naturally in conversation. "Oh, I saw this band." I'm like, "Oh, I wanted to, whatever." But to, like,
yeah,
throw it out like it's gonna bring you clout, I can't imagine a
right.
possible situation where that is not at least a 10-year
Be like,
age difference.
"Oh, so, like, you saw them before I was born. Got it."
Yeah.
Like, ugh.
So when I was in junior high, you were getting drunk and sniffing coke at, whatever place doing seeing whatever band.
Right.
Nope.
You're gross, old man.
Ugh, big
So I
cringe.
got something to live up to.
Yeah.
Um, so goals. So in
Winning.
the vampire cult story, semi-autobiographical,
Mm,
how much percentage-wise is true in that story?
So, this is, like, 99% true. The only thing that is, like, as weird as it is, like, almost entirely true. The only thing is at the very, very end, I had to kinda, like, wrap it up, and, like,
Sensationalize it
while the
maybe?
girl did get fired, it was maybe not that sensational or that rapid, but, you
Yeah.
know. So, yeah, but really, other than that, it all happened. It was real. Like,
All those
that
characters
all those
existed.
characters. Yep. That really happened, and I was, like, so shook by it that my
Mhm.
whole college experience, I was like, "I have to make a book of this." It was actually my bachelor's, like, thesis project was that comic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and, I did it, inked the whole thing, and I had just this travesty of a cover for it. It wasn't supposed to be a cover, it was, I made a poster for, the, like, venue it was being displayed at for my senior show, and I just ran out of time, and I slapped this heinous cover on there, and then I was like, "Okay, the inside's good." I was like, "We gotta redo the cover, I gotta color it, but other than that, it's done." And I showed it to Mark when I started, working at Lesser Known Comics. He's essentially my boss there, and, he was like, "Nah, this is good. Like, this is funny." So then now it's, gonna be a yearly release, so that's really very flattering, that someone thinks I'm funny. That's always
It's
good.
it's good. I read it last night, and, like, even if it was more, like, made up than it is, I still recognize, like, "Oh, yeah, I have seen
You
people
know that
like that
guy.
before." Yeah. Yeah, specifically, like, working in the Sam Goody days because that just brought, like, everybody, like, of all cultures,
Yep.
through there, so we definitely, like, had a lot of weirdos and whatnot, and just being that young, and I was both the manager as well as, like, the main character, like, I being now, where I am, I'm like, "Okay, I get it in all directions." It was a lot of fun. And I'll say it for the
Fun
first
reading it.
time. Yeah, I'll say it for the first time, I'll say it, many times. If at all this sounds good to you, everybody, if you go to lesserknowncomics.com and put in promo code LORC15, you will get 15% off, your purchase. So, hey, everybody, we got a promo code. How cool is that?
We
You have
finally got a
to
promo
read it
code?
now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey.
all right. I'm done.
Yeah, right?
No, we hit it. I don't got a podcast ever again. 10 years, I'm
I've made
retiring.
it.
It's like we're good.
Link
Peace.
is in the chat. So if you wanna, there's a bunch of books, including previous guests, super good human beings, Gabe Valentine, Digital Lizards of Doom. If you have not gotten off the Kickstarter or Indiegogos, you can get volume 1 and 2 of that book over there.
Yeah,
I
Gabe's
just got
So,
some
great.
in the store the other day.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I ordered
finally.
some from, yeah, well,
Right on.
Diamond, great company. Um, so, they finally delivered. It's good times. Ordered them
Great.
6 months ago.
That's a
Well,
big yikes.
I mean,
ch-
I
uh,
assume they were on a boat.
chain distribution, shipping
Sure.
things,
I
stuff.
mean, Diamond's been having COVID shipping problems since before the pandemic, so it's wild.
Yeah,
Ooh.
if you're familiar with Diamond, it's like they've always been in a pandemic.
Mhm.
That's what I hear.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
awful. It's
Yeah.
like yeah,
Uh,
it completely makes sense that people would do the independent route and doing it on their
mhm.
own, because to go through Diamond is a real pain in the ass, logistic-wise for them and for, a store. So when people come in and they're like, "Hey, I made a comic," and they hand it to us, and we put it on our, like, local rack or whatever, they usually sell because people know that they put time and money and blood, sweat, and tears into their, you know?
It's like when everyone was, like, selling CDs out of, like, their trunks and making more money than if they signed a deal with legit,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
music
sad
distributors.
truth, isn't it?
Yeah. And now
And the
that we got
good
the
thing is
internet,
that
everything's
I would
Yeah.
easier.
say I would say about 50-50. The some of the books that come in from local people who did it are actually pretty good.
Right on.
Yeah.
Some are real bad, but we still put them up there.
Yeah.
But because that
We're
person took the
supportive.
time and energy. Yes, we're supportive. They made it. Good for them. They lived their dream. Cool.
Hopefully the next one will be better. They'll
Yes.
improve with
Hopefully the
each.
next one is our dream.
Yeah.
The consumer's dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Um,
funny. Like I was telling my friend about how I am like a commercial artist and I really like to make stuff for other people and making sure that they like it.
hmm,
And other artists are like, "No, I only work for myself." And I'm kind of like, "Well, you might suffer popularity-wise because of that." So,
yeah.
It's a
Um,
double-edged sword depending on
it
what you want to
is.
do. Yeah.
Yeah.
so as we are all trying to impress Charlie, have a good time. No better funner thing to do on the internet than take a quiz. Um, since Leland and myself are old school goths, Charlie new
I don't know
school,
what
I
I
guess.
am
Yeah.
really. We're gonna find
A piercing pagoda. I don't like those
piercing
words next
pagoda.
to each.
Yeah,
I don't
you've
like
never
those words next
seen
to each
that?
other.
I
That's
They're
not
haven't
an
that's
heard
not
the
earring.
word
sanitary.
I haven't heard the word pagoda in so long. Like I got a tickle just by that. It's like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
they usually have those things. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like not it was not Claire's. It was like more grown up than Claire's, but they did ear piercings and like earrings and stuff. But yeah, they apparently talked a lot of shit about like people I knew at Hot Topic. So just saying. I
Did
still
you ever
remember. Still
did you
bitter.
ever get to work in a hot topic?
No, I had friends that did. I
That was
worked
my
at
dream.
Journeys, which was technically a competitor. I don't really see why, because I don't think Journeys is like that edgy, but
No, it's not the same.
yeah,
Our
it's
No.
really
journeys was
not.
mostly shoes.
Yeah, it was almost entirely shoes, so I don't really know why that was like.
I mean, they're competitive in the sense that young people both shopped at them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's it. You
Yeah.
know, I see
So
like,
Hot Topic had shit shoes.
Well, when did you work at a mall? Like what?
oh
About
god, let's see. You, you guys are gonna be like, oh, you're a baby, you're so young. I worked. I think it was 20.
Here comes a teen.
I think
Here
it
comes a teen
yes.
number.
I think it was 2013 to
okay.
26
So you
or
would say
17.
Hot Topic was no longer scary at that
No.
Oh
point.
no.
Oh, and get this,
Oh,
my mall had one
okay.
of the last portals, like the scary door, like the round
Oh,
door.
Oh, I
They called it
remember
the
those.
portal, and, we had one of the last ones in the country, and then our
oh
mall
wow.
manager screwed them out of their rent, like, contract or whatever, and they had to remove it,
Huh.
and
Lame.
we were all so pissed that the portal was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, no, I mean those scary Hot Topic days, like that's
I
90s.
did see, like, the last fading glimmer of that. I
Yeah,
feel like a lot of it now is, like, it's mostly nerd culture,
it
you know,
is.
it's, like, not definitely not as goth. I see some pieces in there. They have some good pieces in there, but,
Feel
you
it's
know.
kinda come back. Like,
Yeah.
for what I like in a Hot Topic, there's a section in the aughts where I'm like, "Nah, there's nothing for me here." But it's come back around, the nerd stuff has helped me out, like, "Okay, you get the exclusive Elvira pop, alright, I'm gonna come in, okay, I'm
Oh,
gonna buy
yeah.
some other shit."
I love her.
No, I lost that ring. I had a ring from Hot Topic that I lost. Like, to me, it's kinda come back around. I mean, it was
Yeah.
always the dream as a teenager when I was putting in my, like, the same applications every week, it was always there.
Right, you were like,
Uh,
"Please, please let me work here.
yeah, look, my hair is long. Come
I
on.
look cool, I promise." When I worked at the shoe store, the dress code was, like, 1 sentence. It was like, "You have to dress trendy and cool."
Oh
And, like,
wow,
that was literally it. Like, you could wear whatever you wanted, you just had to, like, look hip.
right
I'm
on.
not even kidding, that was, like, in my contract.
Nice.
So I was like,
I
"Alright,
Such a broad
I just
term.
have to, like, look like a cool kid, I guess, whatever the hell that means."
I stomped around in platform knee-high boots between aisles,
Yeah.
selling CDs.
See, I have a
Can
Matrix
confirm.
jacket. I also have, like, big platform boots, and it's funny, I always say I can make fun of people that wear Matrix jackets because I wear a Matrix jacket. So, like, it's fine.
I legit absolutely and I loved it and I miss it. I had a trench coat, duster to the floor,
Yeah,
single line of snap buttons, and a priest collar at the top. It
sick.
was lightweight, it did not keep you warm, but damn that motherfucker flew in the wind like a gorgeous bird.
I love that.
It got stolen out of my
The
car.
drama. No, it got
No.
stolen.
It got
Oh, that's
stolen out of my
terrible.
car, and I legit would take long ways home because it got stolen right outside, like, my apartment complex. I would, like, make long ways around just to see if I saw somebody wearing it because
So
I
you
was
could,
gonna
like,
get
beat
that
them
coat
up and, like, take it
and
back.
go back.
Yeah.
The only
Never happened,
visual
though.
I have is I remember you were late for one of your shifts and you came around the corner and it bellowed behind you looking like
Oh,
Dracula
god.
2000. And I
Oh,
just
yeah.
laughed my ass off because I was like, not only are you late, but you flew in. Like,
Yeah.
like,
Like a bat
I
out of hell, right?
yeah. You had that like Dracula untold bats coming behind you as you stopped. It's just
yeah,
That's what I wish would happen.
that what's is what happened in my mind.
Yeah.
Alright, let's find out what kind of, goths we are so we know how to, take care of our Twitter profiles. Uh,
Yeah.
first first question.
Pick a tarot card. I love that. I love tarot. Are you guys into that?
If someone I know knows how to do it, I will indulge. I don't put any stock into it, but
Learning. See, the way
it
I see it, people think it's like magical, mystical, whatever. What the way I understand it is it's more of a tool of meditation. So
mhm,
it's showing you your situation from a perspective you didn't consider.
okay,
That's like how I view it personally. Like, and I
right
do
on.
believe in like a lot of spiritual stuff, but it's almost like with tarot, you can't draw the wrong card because they're all relevant at all times. It's just helping
Mhm,
you look at it from a different perspective.
okay.
That's how I would explain it.
I
I have
do
several
love
packs,
the
but
art.
mostly for the art.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
some
do
people
love
just
the art
collect
on some
them.
tarots.
Yeah.
So, picking a tarot card between the Empress, the Tower, the Magician, the Devil, the Hierophant, and, the High Priestess. No art to base, any of these off of. I will choose the Magician. I do not know what any of them mean. I am just into magicians.
Sure. I'm stuck
Uh,
between the Empress and the High Priestess. Hmm.
so do you know what those cards represent? I mean, I assume you do.
I don't know everything. I'm still learning.
Okay,
Um,
so still
yeah, I have like
fairly
a
fresh.
vague understanding. They're both obviously like powerful feminine, so I like that. The Devil card also because like I'm edgy, so like why not? All right,
Hardcore.
I guess I'll just go with High Priestess.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Uh,
do the tower, but I have no reason why. It was just the
Okay,
word that spoke to me.
it's so funny. The Towers one I know. People are like, oh, like that like the Death card isn't bad. The Devil card isn't bad, but like if you get the Tower, it's kind of like oh, that one's
Oh,
kind of bad.
yeah. I'll chance it.
I mean, it's cool. It's a cool card. It's I don't think it'll ruin your goth quiz.
I mean, hopefully there's no wrong answers here.
Yeah, I hope.
Next question. Which of these words appeals to you? Apathy, blood, uprising, electricity, dazzle, or nature?
Okay, well, being the edgy vamp queen that I am, I have to click blood. It's required.
You don't have a choice.
Yeah.
You're just doing what the people want. Um, I'm between electricity or dazzle.
I'm
Uh,
going with dazzle.
All right, then
Then
I'm
I
gonna
guess you
do
get electricity.
yeah, I'm gonna take electricity just so we can maybe be different because Leland and I, we've been friends for a long ass time, and as many differences as we do have, there are a lot of commonalities, and we very easily could end up with the same answer. All right, next
Possible.
question. Which band would you most like to meet? Susie and the
Ooh.
Banshees, Black Audio, The Cure, Corpse, which I only know Cannibal Corpse, My Chemical Romance, and the Yeah Yeah Yeahs. I don't know why the Yeah Yeah
A
Yeahs are
lot
here.
of these are not goth bands, just to say, like, My Chem
Yeah.
is not a goth band, Corpse Husband, not goth. Yeah, yeah,
Oh, it's
yes.
Corpse Husband? Is that what that is?
Yeah, that's short for Corpse Husband.
Oh,
He's
okay.
he's like, kind of more of a rapper. I don't know why he's on this list.
All
I
right.
love Black Audio, like, I love Davey Havoc,
Mhm.
but if I could meet Robert Smith or Susie Sue, that would probably be cooler.
That's where you go?
I kinda maybe would say The Cure because I wanna meet Robert Smith, so I'm gonna say The Cure.
Fair. Absolutely fair. Leland, what do you feel? I
Oh,
feel you're going Susie.
Susie. Oh, of
Yeah, that's what I
course.
thought. I'm a
She
Gerard Way fan.
confuddles me greatly as I get older, but I want to know more.
I'm a Gerard Way fan from, like, comic books and shit as well, so
Oh, I love
I'll
him
go
too.
yeah, I'll
Yeah.
go Chemical Romance for sure. Alright.
Okay.
What is your Patronus? Cat, bat, lion, sparrow, unicorn, otter.
I take
Hmm.
umbrage with this because you can't
Which
choose your
one?
Patronus. It comes to
Yeah.
you.
It's not asking you to choose, it's asking you what is it? These are
See,
just of the
I did
options.
Pottermore, 50, 100 years ago, and I
Mhm.
don't remember what it was. I think it might have been a cat, but I like bats better, I think.
What does your black heart call for?
I'm gonna say bat.
Um, I'm for sure going cat.
A good choice.
Oh, weird as this next statement might be, I want to go with the sparrow.
Unicorn?
No,
Sparrow?
sparrows are cool.
Yeah, I don't know why that seemed to be the
It's
one that
calling
called
to
to me.
you.
Yep.
Okay,
Do it.
okay.
Yeah.
Um, alright, next question. Pick a flower. Sage, magnolia, I'm gonna just take some shots. A
Acanthus?
acanthus, yeah?
I don't even know what that is.
Neither do I. Lily, candy tuft, which now I think this quiz is trolling us, and a black-eyed Susan.
I'm
I
gonna say lily because I like how they smell.
yeah. Yeah, I only know what a lily, a magnolia, and sage look like. I do not know what those other things, even might resemble. I would go lily too, though, of what I at least what I do understand. I'm real curious what a black-eyed Susan is, though.
Seen one? That's the state flower of Maryland, I think.
Is it?
There's a
So
lot out here. Yeah.
you should know.
No,
Do you
I
have, like,
knew
do you have
that one. I said I
well,
didn't
what's it
know
look
what
like?
it there it's almost like if you took a daisy, but the middle's black, brown, like coffee brown, and
Okay,
then the petals are, like, gold yellow.
that's cool.
And they kinda have, like, a wiry, like, almost, like, bushy green part, but yeah.
Like, industrial goth daisy.
I don't know about that, they're very bright and yellow, so
Oh, okay, a little more brighter than I
yeah, like,
thought.
the petals are bright yellow, so
Leland, what one you for?
um, my heart goes to Lily, but I looked up what an Ancanthus was, and it's metal as fuck. So I'm gonna change my answer.
okay.
Okay, everybody
It's
Google
liquid,
that.
so it's fine.
So
Uh, alright, next question. What's your ideal date? Dinner and a movie? Anything that involves a mosh pit? A fancy restaurant with a view? A hike and picnic lunch? A trip to an old library? Take me to a rave. Now, for a goth quiz, a hike and a picnic lunch do
nope.
not belong here. I know we got our white goths and whatnot these days, but
Unless it's like, you know that video, it's like goths dancing under bridge? Like if you like
Sure,
had a picnic
they're
under
in
a
the shade
bridge.
though.
Yeah.
They're not
They're not in the
hiking.
sun.
Yeah, they're not
Yeah,
in the
I guess
sun.
that's not a hike really. You're right.
No.
For
Picnic at night?
me. Oh, in the graveyard?
A picnic at night,
That's
that'd be
goth.
fine. But hiking at night, that's not safe.
Do you think goths care what's safe? Would your mom like it? No, then it's cool.
Fair. That is solid goth logic.
Yeah, there
I'm
you
a
go.
basic bitch. I'm going with dinner and a movie.
I'm gonna go with dinner and a movie too because that's like my honest answer.
Yeah, honest answer, it's mine as well. Fancy restaurant with a view kinda seems nice, like, depending on the restaurant. There are definitely some cool restaurants, but, like, fancy restaurant makes me think, like, this is gonna be fucking expensive, and I've got boots and capes to buy.
See,
I'm
now in
one
my mind though, that would be like he's taking me to dinner. Like I'm not paying, but I'm also a woman.
Yeah, oh, we've had a whole
So
conversation. We went about, what was maybe 10 minutes when the question was asked, like, "What's your ideal date?" And for Leland, myself, and Jordan, we were always in the mindset of, like, well, what we provide as a date and not if we were taken on a date. It took us forever to change our mindset of, like, "Oh, we could be treated? This could
you
for
mean
us?
taking me on a date? Yeah.
What?" Yeah, so I'll go dinner and a movie. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
Next up, which of these songs speak to you? Need You Tonight by In Excess, Dreams by Fleetwood Mac, Girls Not Grey by AFI, Dark Entries by Bauhaus, Love Will Tear Us Apart by Joy Division, and Star Shopping by Lil Peep.
Little
Um,
Peep grouped with goth stuff. I don't understand it.
do you know what a Lil Peep is?
I think he's also I thought he was also a rapper. I could be wrong, but
I
I
mean,
don't
if it's a little something, I assume rapper.
yeah, I thought he was a rapper, which is not goth music.
Mm,
It might be alternative, but it's not goth. Goth is like a specific thing. Here I
Uh,
am being like a gatekeeper, like, "You're not really goth."
I remember a subsection of hip hop tried to, like, kind of embrace it when there was
Yeah.
horrorcore.
Mhm.
I think there was a subsect of ICP, who had maybe some songs. I know it existed, but, I mean, none of it, like, was
It
anything that
didn't
I was into.
really yeah,
It didn't
I don't know.
it felt like trying hard. Everything that
Yeah,
I
it
at least
wasn't
was exposed to.
natural, I guess.
Yeah. Um,
Well, for me, while I love Girls Not Grey, love that song. I think
mhm,
my favorite out of this list is Dark Entries by Bauhaus.
solid. Leland, can I
Yeah, you're
guess
not wrong.
yours?
You can go right ahead.
I'm gonna guess, Fleetwood Mac.
No.
I know you love a Stevie Nicks.
I
I love
do,
her too.
but I like. Well, now you made me question everything.
Hey, follow your black heart. That's what this is all about.
Joy Division.
I'm Joy Division? Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That that'd probably be
there
the
are a
other one
lot
I
of
would
good
guess.
choices on that one.
I mean, almost all of them.
Yeah,
Uh, I will go, AFI. Um, Definitely one of my top favorite bands.
me too.
And I'm finally gonna go see them next month.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm excited.
do it.
Alright, on to the next one.
I
Pick a
I,
book.
I
This
Yeah,
feel
is
Leland?
we're gonna pick all the same book.
this is easy. It's Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yes.
Yeah.
Between
Have you
like,
guys
h how
actually read it?
Yes.
I've tried.
I loved it. I
I'm
read it
bad
in
at
the 8th
reading.
grade and not for school. Like, I was just edgy and I was like, "Oh my god, I have to read it."
I
So I
remember,
read it in 8th
like,
grade.
10th, 11th grade, it was in the school library, so I checked it out, and I tried reading it. I am notoriously a bad reader, so I had the movie, I just did that and assume it is word for word, the
Oh,
same.
no. It's very different. I think it's funny how, like, And I wanna reread it because when I read it, I really did not get it's very dry. I did not get a very,
Yeah,
like, romantic vibe at all.
yeah.
And
Oh no.
so many,
Yeah.
like, movies every movie turns it into this, like, romantic movie, and I'm like, the book's really not the book is a horror. It's, like, really not romantic at all.
No, Mina was just a meal to him for the majority of that book.
Yeah, like, it's just not like that. He's not, like so he's not wooing her. There's none of
Yeah.
that. Like, the sexiest part of the book is she's like, "Me and Jonathan got married, and we had a baby." The end. Like,
There's none of that
I
oceans
it's
of time bullshit.
none of that. None of that at all. I mean, whoever wrote that, like, kudos because, like, it
It's
shaped
good
me,
story by itself.
but not part of the book.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely have not read any of these other books. I didn't even know The Devil Wears Prada was a book. I just assumed it was only the movie.
Actually didn't know that either. I love that movie, though.
Um, I know of Slaughterhouse 5. Of course, I know of 1984. Of course, Hunger Games. I don't know what Tranny is. But I mean, Dracula. We're just Dracula across the board.
Yep.
Yep.
The book. All right. Next up, where would you want to visit? Amsterdam, Prague, Area 51. They can't stop us all. Paris, New York City, or Ibiza.
Been to New York City many times. I also live not that far from New York, so I would probably like to go to Paris. I think that's my top on this list
Yeah.
because 'cause I'm a basic bitch.
Hey, Paris is metal as fuck. They've got all the catacombs underneath with like
That's
just walls of
true.
skulls. Yeah, there's a darkness in Paris. It's not
There
all
is.
just
Have you
roses and
seen As
fucking.
Above, So Below?
No, I keep it's on my list to
It's
do and I
really
just
good. It's a
yeah,
good movie. It's not
that's
just,
what I've
like,
heard.
scary, it's got a good plot. It's
Right
really
on.
good. I would
Right on.
recommend.
It's just one of those that like, okay, got to do it at some point. Just not today. I don't feel like it
I
today.
actually own it. I like all my friends who haven't seen it, I'm like, "We're sitting down and watching it right now."
We got the Ragnarok seal of approval.
Yes, it does. It really does.
I'm kind of torn between Amsterdam and Prague.
Yeah, those are good too.
Like I definitely have to leave the country. I got to
Yes.
move to another continent. Um Prague has such like an awesome like goth vibe to it. Um but like Amsterdam anything goes?
Yeah, I think Amsterdam is like I think of, like, going crazy, like, partying
Yeah.
hard.
You okay there, Leland?
I just
You
you
good, champ?
your whole stipulation of like, oh no, man, red light district. I'm good.
Eh,
And drugs? I could do both.
Well, so my answer is not any better. So
and what
I'm
is
just
your
gonna.
answer?
Oh, it's Paris, but
Okay.
because they got Disneyland
That's valid. That's valid.
and the skulls.
And the cool skulls. I'm
You can do
I'm
them both.
terrified of getting lost in the catacombs. If I ever visit, I am gonna be, like, hugging my tour guide. Like, I don't
I've
wanna get
I've
lost down there.
I've heard of people like tell stories about being down there, and you are just like unfucking supervised down there. Like it is not like a tour like
Entrances,
you would
like
imagine.
there's entrances, like, all over the city that are, like
Yeah,
some aren't, like, marked even.
That's
you
That's
legit get
insane.
scary.
lost.
That's
That's
scary.
so insane to me. You're just like, what do you mean you still don't know all your exits and
No, and
entries
it's,
into
like
this
Yeah.
place?
it's
Like,
not mapped out because, like and then
Mm-mm.
some stuff is, like, collapsed and, like,
It's
it's
crazy that they let
so
people go down
scary.
there like just in such an unsafe environment.
Yeah, no, I would be claustrophobic. Also, that movie will make you claustrophobic.
Got
That
it.
shit is scary.
Imma make it happen. I'm gonna go fuck it, I'm going to Amsterdam.
I feel that Area 51 on that was dumb.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
they're mostly good
I think
options, but there's always one.
they pick, like, really memey, like, silly there's, like, one in there,
Yeah.
you know, that doesn't fit. That's how they weed him out. They're like,
Yep.
you're not a real goth. You're a fake goth.
You know what? I'm gonna go back through this and pick all those dumb answers and see
And
what
see what you
happens.
get. Wouldn't it be funny
Yeah.
if it was like you're not?
You're
Like
just not. Yeah,
if
that
you
would
know, you know, and you don't know.
all right. Last question of the quiz. Which of these albums speak to you? Ruiner by Nothing Nowhere, Substance from New Order, Ocean Rain from Echo and the Bunnymen, Lungs by Florence and the Machine, Tiger Army from Tiger Army, and The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars from David Bowie. Hands down, David Bowie.
Lungs. I gotta
Mhm.
say, Lungs by Florence and the Machine.
That's
I
a
was
great album.
obsessed with that album for so long.
Yeah.
That
It's a
is it is
beautiful
amazing.
work of art.
Everything on that album is like it flows
Yeah.
perfectly.
Yeah,
Yeah. But
that's a
Yeah.
perfect album.
I'm older, so Bowie.
Okay. I'm gonna say Florence and the Machine.
Yeah.
'Cause
That album
I'm young.
specifically that album specifically is formative to me.
Yeah. Okay, I have my result. It's not
Alright.
shocking.
Well, what are you?
I got Vampire Goth. Who would have thunk it?
Nailed it, you're on
Shocking.
brand.
Very on brand.
Leland, what do you got?
Um I got the glam goth.
Interesting. We'll need to make
Which
you match that
which
aesthetic.
tracks? Just like,
Yeah.
I see it.
yeah.
If there was an old school goth, option, I mean, I have no idea. I would certainly place you in that. I got cyber goth, which I did change,
Cool.
like, 1 or 2, answers because we were all kind of, stacking up. The first time I took this quiz, I did get glam goth, which that
Interesting.
one that one I
Mm-mm.
saw, I'm like, "Oh, really?" I saw that one, I'm like, "I see where you're going with it because I do like
Yes.
to get fancy." Um, and I've never been the goth that is self-serious, and a glam goth seems like they can be fun with who they are.
They have a good time.
Yeah. Cyber goth, I don't have enough tendril, inserts for that.
Yeah.
I don't wear enough neon.
Gold a
You
stripe
don't
for,
dance
sir.
under a bridge.
I don't
I
own a
love
single
that
pair of
video.
Jinkos. Yeah, that's classic.
That video is so good. It makes me so happy every time I see it.
I've never seen a song that did not go fantastic
I
with it.
know the beat goes with everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As much as I hate the song, I think my favorite is, All I Want for Christmas Is You, the Mariah
Oh,
Carey
yeah, yeah,
version.
yeah. That's every
I
year it pops up. It's so
Yeah.
funny. Love that.
Let's see, I know, Beck, in chat, OG, got casual goth, which I'm curious, like, what
That
defines casual goth? Because
interesting. I kind of thought I was gonna get that, but the funny thing is, like, I'm a real nerd about the music and, like, the subculture. I just might not dress super goth all the time, so I think on
yeah.
the inside, I actually am definitely not a
Oh,
casual.
we're all casual goths, and
On the
then when we
outside.
put it on,
Yeah.
then we fall into a separate category.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah,
fair.
we were talking, before we came onto the stream about, like, there are the times you dress up, and that is what, like, everyone thinks of, when, like,
That's why
they
you
think of, like,
post
that goth.
online.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but every other time, you've just like, "Oh, well, this is my least faded black shirt, and some sweats, and I'm just, doing whatever." Like, you're still a real person.
You have a life and life gets in the way, so
Yeah,
you
uh,
can't wear
uh,
your Dracula cape everywhere you go, unfortunately. But
unfortunately not.
when I'm
It's
an
just not fashionable.
eccentric rich person, I will bring the cape back into fashion, I'm telling you.
Who's gonna tell you no? You got too much money.
That's it. That's the goal.
You got all that comic book money. You just do
Yes.
whatever you
I
want.
want, like, comic books and movies and TV shows, and then I can wear all the weird capes that I want, and no one can tell me otherwise.
There you go. Um, so, just to wrap back around to the comic, so I'm sorry I have to keep looking up because I can't
It's
memorize things.
okay. It's long.
So I worked at the mall, the vampire cult story. Um, I found when I finally read it, I was surprised because the art style is totally different than what you've been posting on your
Oh,
Instagram.
very. It's
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of funny. It's like a gag, like, goofy, cartoony thing that people definitely don't expect from me, but
When I
I
was looking
don't.
at it, I got like a like Scott Pilgrim,
Yeah,
like
that's kind of the
Lee
vibe I was
vibe.
going for. Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
a Scott Pilgrim vibe.
And with the like the inserts, like you've got fun gag ads in
Oh,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was like those felt like Jonan Vasquez inserts.
I love
Uh
him. I
yeah.
actually didn't think of that, but yeah, no,
Like
I guess you're right.
he didn't really do those as a like a full page ad like yours are, but the
Sure.
vibe of like it's tongue in cheek
Like
kind
the
of
world building of like
yeah,
a type of company, I guess that would be like that. I
yeah.
love Jonan Vasquez.
A
I was
lit
really into his work as a teenager.
a little bit disdain for its own audience.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just like I said,
Um
I make fun of the Matrix coat wearers, but I'm one of them, so it's like endearing.
you got to be able to make fun of yourself a little bit.
Exactly. I'm making
Um
fun of myself. I too worked at the mall.
but so you're is well, like which is more your natural art style, the comic or what you've been doing? I assume what you've been doing on your like Instagram and your live
Yeah,
drawings.
what I do on my Instagram, which I guess you could call like limited color, like semi-realism,
Mm,
is like my favorite thing to do. And I would call that like my signature look. And then the cartoony thing, I mean, I kind of like to do a little bit of everything. I do
mm,
like I used to do hyper realistic graphite drawings. Like I like to do everything. So I don't like to like limit myself to one style.
sure.
And I think the style needs to kind of match the theme. So because it is such a silly story, it's like it's
Yeah.
goofy, it's very expressive. I wanted to show that with that cartoony style, and because my other stories are a lot more like serious and kind of mature, like that's reflected in how it's drawn. So that's like I just kind of am flexible in like the style that I work in.
So the next book is gonna have the style we've been seeing on your Instagram.
I did a couple of. So, do you mean like the black, white, and red, or?
Well, I mean, at the very least, the art style changed. The more focus on realism, like all the cross hatching,
Yeah,
all
so,
all the finer work. Is that what we're gonna see in the next book?
I you will see that in my work on the main storyline of lesser known comics, so it'll
Mhm.
look like that. I also have an ash can with them, that's also on the website. It's lesser known comics number 4.
Yeah,
Um, yeah.
they do an anthology book. I should point out.
Yeah, where, all of our artists, like, do different sections of a greater story. So, that is a lot more like what I do on my Instagram, that more realistic, like, look. So you will see more of that. Um, Also in my personal work, there's, like, a personal project that I'm working on, and, my main work with Less Known Comics, and then you will also see more of So I Worked at the Mall, so you will see more of both,
Right
is my
on.
answer.
There we go. Yeah, now we're showing
Yeah, there we go.
right there on the feed.
But yeah,
Uh,
like I said, I like to kinda do it all, so.
so you've been focusing at least in the art you've been putting up all like the original characters, right? These
Yeah,
aren't
so
real people.
yeah, no. These are, it's I have a couple of fan arts thrown in there, and the rest are my original characters for my personal project, Scorned, um, which isn't like, I'm still kinda writing stuff, and I'm still figuring out, like, production and whatnot, and it's
Mhm.
also it's kinda on the side because like, I don't get paid to do that one, so it gets, like, kinda thrown to the side, and I like to imagine stuff, and then I, like, put it on my Instagram. So it helps fuel my Instagram feed, but, it's, kinda on the back burner right now, but yeah, that's a lot of what's on my Instagram.
Jordan, I see you in the chat. Feel free to scroll down. I've been following Charlie for a while. The spicy stuff is edited. You got to go to her
Oh,
Patreon
yes,
for that.
I do have a Patreon, yes, with the spicy stuff. Um, so if you wanna see these same characters in, more exciting scenarios, that's on my Patreon.
Exciting scenarios. I like that.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we don't want to keep you too late. We know you've got victims to find.
Yeah,
So,
such is the life of a vampire goth.
right. We got work at Spencer's in the morning.
Ah, yeah, you know.
Got that opening shift, yeah.
You got that
The
opening
clo
shift. I gotta glare at the piercing pagoda girls, you know. You know how it is.
oh, as many, like, hookups, there are equal many rivalries
Oh,
between
rivalries,
stores and whatnot.
breakups. Oh, don't even get
Oof,
me started. There's like baby daddies and baby mamas, and like
the
it's a
the mall
whole
is its own
production.
ecosystem.
Truly, its own
Yeah.
biome.
But anybody who wants to, get more of your art, and see what you're going on with, let everyone know where to find you.
Okay, so I'm mostly reachable on Instagram, which is Charlie Ragnarok. My Twitter is also Charlie Ragnarok. Patreon is also Charlie Ragnarok, and most of my published work, or actually all of my published work, is on lesserknowncomics.com. So check it out.
That's that's what we like to call unified branding.
Hey, I try.
So you can get so I worked at the mall, the vampire cult story on lesser known comics. Again, if you want to just go through, just buy one of everything. We're going to be talking to a lot of those other artists and
It's all
writers,
good.
and get that sweet discount, baby. LORC 15
No
promo code.
excuse. You got a
Yeah.
discount.
And that way you'll be up on everyone else who's going to be coming out. You'll be helping out our friends, Digital Lizards of Doom. They're some of the purest human beings. Gabe is just the biggest sweetheart.
Truly an angel.
Absolutely. Um, if you want to get more of our specific shenanigans, we'll be back here on Sunday for LORC Gaming, where we will do. I think Overcooked is for sure because we got to get good at that. And we'll probably finish with a little Red Dead since we didn't do it last week. Podcast is every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, where Jordan and Steph will all be here goofing off, getting ridiculous. It's in the name. Thank you, Charlie, so much for joining us. I think this was not a catastrophe. I think this went pretty well.
Success, in fact. Yeah.
Could we be so bold and to say that we are now friends with Charlie Ragnarok?
Yeah, I'll let you say that. We're friends.
Leland, we did it. We've been wondering how to make friends as adults. Turns out you
Yeah.
gotta get a podcast
You
and
have
then
to find
Oh,
trick
weirdos on the
them.
internet and then invite them to your podcast.
fair.
Nice.
Yeah.
This is how we do it. Thank you again so much. And thank you everyone who joined us tonight out there in chat. We all learned what kind of goths we are. So let's take that into our black hearts and go
Yes.
forward and be the spookiest little goths
Let
that we possibly can be.
your cape flap in the wind and let bats fly behind you,
Just like Luke Evans and Dracula
just
Untold.
like Luke Evans.
All
True.
right. Thank you, everybody. Oh, yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hopefully, we'll see you again in the future. All right. Thank
All
you,
right.
everyone. Yeah, have a good night.
Bye.